Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 18 of Yuddha Kanda. In the previous chapter, we have seen Vibhishana came to seek the refuge with Rama, and then Sugriva, suspecting him to be coming from the side of Ravana, their enemy, decided to arrest and kill him, whereas Rama seek the advice from his ministers, namely Rishabha, Angada, Hanuman, Jambavan, and they each of them gave different kind of suggestion. At the end of it, Hanuman gave the suggestion saying that as a good king, one should observe the person who came to seek the refuge, and by observing a person, it is better we can judge regarding his whether this person will be useful for us, whether he will be a friend or an enemy. Rama, accepting the suggestions given by all of them, hearing the words of the wind god's son, the invincible Rama, versed in the scriptures, answered him and expressing his own conclusion, he said, I too have reflected on Vibhishana and wish to make the result known to you. O you who are established in virtue, I shall never refuse to receive one who present himself as a friend. Even were I mistaken, no honest man can reproach me for it. At these words, Sugriva, that lion among monkeys, reflecting carefully, replied in more reasonable words and in eloquent terms, addressed Rama, saying, what matters it if this ranger of the night be well or ill intentioned? If in time of peril he abandons his brother, whom will he not betray subsequently? Because someone who has abandoned his own brother at the time of peril, how can we trust in such a person that he can betray anybody? At these words of the king of monkeys, Kakusta looked round on that company and smiling gently said to Lakshmana, distinguished for his saintly characteristics, he who has not studied the scriptures nor possessed reverence for authority could not utter such words as have been expressed by the Lord of Monkeys. Because remember, Sugriva himself had abandoned Vali and took refuge with Rama, and with the help of Rama, he got Vali killed. But yet, Sugriva, after referring to the scriptures, by his knowledge of the scriptures, he is telling someone who has abandoned his own brother, how can we trust such a kind of a person? There is, however, something peculiar in these circumstances. It seems to me which is particularly to be seen in monarchs. Kings have two avowed enemies, their own kinsmen and their neighbors, who turn against them in times of adversity. This is what brings this titan here. Because often kings do not trust two people, that one is the neighbor, which is quite natural because they are their and they may be their enemies. But often the kings also do not trust their own kinsmen because they themselves can turn away in times of adversity. So there is always a possibility. It is usually not just the neighbors who are fear about a monarch, but even the king's own kinsmen are also feared of that monarch. At any moment of time, they may lose the trust in them and they may even try to kill them. Relatives who are not of a perverse nature honor those of their own family who have treated them well. But in the case of kings, even the virtuous relative is a suspect. As to the fault that you point out, which consists in accepting the assistance of an enemy, I will tell you what the scriptures say on this. Hear me. We are not related to the Titans, and it is not our kingdom that he covets. It is certain his compatriots are informed about Vibhishana's departure, and for this reason we should receive him. they will have assembled with joy and without anxiety, and thereafter the cry, this one or that is afraid, will have created a division among them. This is what has brought about Vibhishana's arrival here. Vibhishana might have been singled out in that land of demons because he is neither our friend nor a relative to us. Yet, why he came to seek the refuge? Because after singling the Vibhishana out in that land of demons, he has a fear for death. And also, at the same time, he may also expect, as Hanuman has told, that he may be expecting that once if Ravana is slain, he may be able to get the kingdom. So, because of that reason, also he might have come here with his own person for his own personal gain or for his own fear of death. For either of the reason, if Vibhishana has come here, receiving him as our friend will always be an advantage for us. All brothers, O dear one, do not resemble Bharata, nor all sons that I was to for my father, nor do all friends resemble each other. So here Rama concludes saying that not everybody will be like Bharata, who having received the kingdom given to him by everybody, he himself has given up the kingdom for the sake of his brother, was not ready to accept that kingdom. And at the same time, Rama himself, who for whom his own father has offered the kingdom, but because Kaikeyi asked a boon from Dasharatha, he gave up the kingdom and came in exile into the forest. And not all friends will be like Sugriva, because after the work has been done, after Rama had completely helped Sugriva to gain the kingdom, to gain Tara, to gain everything, after that, even after that, Sugriva still has that inclination to help his friend. He brought his entire army, and with the army, he came for this expedition on Lanka. Thus spoke Rama and Sugriva, rising, as also Lakshmana bowed low, and thereafter that exceedingly sagacious monkey said, know that it is Ravana who has sent out this ranger of the night. I regard it as imperative that we should make an end of him. O you, the most circumspect of persons, this demon, under the order of a perverse creature, has come here to make an assault on you, myself, and Lakshmana, when we are unprepared for it. O irreproachable warrior, he merits death. This Vibhishana, brother of that inhuman Ravana, as well as his accomplices, having spoken thus to the eloquent prince of the house of Raghu, Sugriva, the leader of the army, a fluent speaker, became silent, and Rama, having listened to Sugriva, that lion among monkeys, reflected a while, and then addressed that foremost of monkeys in measured terms, saying, whether this titan be ill intentioned or not, what does it matter? He cannot do the least mischief. On earth, Pishachas, Dhanavas, and Ekshas, as also the Titans, can be slain by me with the tip of my finger if I so desire it, O King of the monkeys. Such is the confidence of Rama that he is ready to accept anyone as a refuge. And even if that person who seek the refuge, even if he try to do any cheating, Rama is saying that he is capable of managing with such a person. It is related how a pigeon with whom his adversary had taken refuge entertained him and invited him to partake of his own flesh, even though he was the ravisher of his mate. This is again another story, comes in somewhere in Hitopadesha or something, that there were a couple of the parrots, couple pigeons, of which the female pigeon was killed by a hunter, and who then, after a while, because there was a heavy rain, he came under the same tree to seek refuge. And at that time, the male pigeon offered him the hospitality and gave him the uh, required sticks in order to create the fire and have some warmth for himself. And when he tried to eat that female pigeon, which was already killed, which was the pair of that male pigeon, at that time, that male pigeon also offered itself into the fire to become his food, because one single female pigeon won't be sufficient for him, for his stomach. So it offered itself, it offered its own flesh to that particular adversary. What should therefore a man like myself not do? Here again, these verses, preeminently sacred, sung aforetimes by the son of Kanva, great ascetic of truthful speech, Gandu, a miscreant who approaches with joined palms seeking refuge, should not, in the name of humanity, be slain, even if he be a enemy. O Parantapa, the fortunate or the fearful who plead for shelter or throw themselves on the mercy of their enemy should be protected by him who is master of himself. If conforming to the tradition, one does not render assistance according to one's capacity, either for reasons of fear, delusion, or anger, one is reproached by all, and the suppliant who perishes before the eyes of one of whom he has sought help in vain carries away all his merit. That means if you do not offer refuge to someone who is seeking the refuge, and by chance if he got killed in front of your eyes, he will carry away all your merits. Therefore, it is a heinous crime not to give shelter to those who petition it on this earth. It is to deprive oneself of heaven and glory and to lose one's strength and prowess. Consequently, I shall follow the excellent counsel of Pandu, which is pious, honorable, and leads to heaven as the fruit of merit. Any being who has sought refuge with me, saying, I am yours, is assured of my protection. I swear it. Bring this stranger to me, O monkey. I shall offer him security, whether he be Vibhishana or even Ravana himself. Thus did Rama speak, and Sugriva, the king of monkeys, answered that son of Kakusta, who held in deep affection, thus. What wonder is it that you who are loyal, virtuous, and established in righteousness, you who shine like a jewel in the head of the kings, should speak thus? I also, in my heart, am convinced of Vibhishana's integrity, dedication, feeling, and everything has been used to prove this matter thoroughly. Let him be admitted immediately among us on equal terms. O Raghava, let Vibhishana, who is full of wisdom, join our alliance. If Rama doesn't show such a great compassion against someone who seek the refuge, how it would be possible when Sugriva had almost forgotten the help that is done by Rama, and he was lying himself with Tara and Ruma. And at that time when Lakshmana came there, after knowing that Sugriva has done something in order to search for Sita, Rama immediately excused him. Rama immediately pardoned him and accepted him as a friend. And such is the greatness of the compassion of Rama. And it is because of such a compassion that we in Bharata, we do not have the concept of what is known as concept something like the treason, that is trying to cheat against the god or anything like that, because the god is always considered as the most compassionate. Even if someone speaks wrong words against the god, still after some time god will going to accept him. Such is the concept in the tradition of Sanatana Bharata. At these words of Sugriva, the king of the monkeys, Rama immediately joined Vibhishana as Purandara, the king of the birds. Thus come to the end chapter 18 of Yuddha Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.